Vici, they have a really good lineup for skirmishing. Things are mostly, you know, low cooldown and whatnot, so...
They are countered still, as Pat
That's true,
said.
they're absolutely countered here.
The Necrophos, the Morphling, they aren't really that great versus AA. If you get that one good Ice Blast into, not even necessarily an RP, an Impale from Nyx, you can take down these targets with the Ame.
Ame is trying to run forward, does have the touch type, will be able to land the Inkswell. Fade in for some trouble, going to be able to get pushed back here. Can they find the final hit?
Fade?
He's running, he's got that bonus chance, he's going to be fine. He's not going to give up, he's going to finally find it. Nova taking down Fade.
Yeah, that's a really good start for LGD, definitely. You take down that Rubik, you make this offlane a little bit easier. It's always so fun when you're a position 5 and you get that first blood. You can buy yourself boots. You don't have to be walking around without boots with like sticks and 2 branches the whole game. So,
we'll definitely help him out early on, that is for sure.
Right, they're really putting a lot of pressure though. We don't really see this very often. A defensive tri-lane surrounding that PA. They're helping her quite a lot, even though Centaur is alone. And meanwhile, XM on this mid lane, he's suffering as a solo AA. Like, perhaps he has the same CS, like he has 2 CS right now, but Disruptor is burning through his region, and that's not really a great position to be here in.
Well, the Thunderstrike, too, it does so much damage level 1. It's very, very annoying, especially when you're very squishy, right?
It's horrible. Look at that. AY, he's just standing here. Like, someone go help this guy.
Yeah, he's he's just getting away with too much here in this mid lane. XM gonna have to use a salve, and that's, you know, that's gold spent on regen.
On the upside, though, they are sharing experience. So you as an A, you're going to have more levels than Morphling, or should have more levels. But that Morphling has 5 denies right now, and I don't even know if that's going to happen for you.
Well, it's very difficult for XM to even go anywhere near that mid lane just because of the harass coming out from the Disruptor. So, you know, I'm sure he's feeling pretty good about that on the side of Vici. But bottom, Chalice and Ori just going to be trading off some hits here. Necrophos, a very tricky hero to try to take down. They will be able to burn the mana, though.
You can mana burn him, but he's going to get that mana back as a Necrophos, right? It's one of his built-in abilities, so he shouldn't have way too many problems with that Nyx Assassin, at least not early on, until the rotations come. How's the PA doing, though? PA is second when it comes to CS, doing quite fine, so this tri-lane is working out for LGD.
In the middle lane, again, we see another salve getting used for XM here. He's just being constantly harassed. We'll throw out the cold feet here.
Right, he's going to freeze him.
It's a frozen Morphling over there, but...
Nothing's going to happen.
No, nothing happens off of it.
I believe it was it Puppy that said that Morphling is just, because of Nisha. This Morphling is just an amazing hero in the laning stage right now. That's the thing. I don't even know I don't even think that Disruptor really needed to help him out that much. Morphling is a beast laner at the moment. Like, someone goes on you, tries to attack you, just morph into strength, you're free. It's very hard to gank this hero. It's also very hard to pressure him. And most importantly, it's hard to CS against him on mid.
Yeah, needs to be a little bit careful here. FY and Xnova trying to put out some harassed UI. He just doesn't have that haste rune any longer. Doesn't have a whole heck of a lot. Mana 2 Chalice bottom lane. Still facing off here with Ori. Ori's doing perfectly fine. They've got some very strong laners on the side of Vici Gaming. The Necrophos is very difficult to take down, as is the Morphling, like you just stated. So, how do they approach the rest of these lanes, Lizard?
No, I think we're just going to see the path.
Well, I mean, that's no top lane. Ame needs to be a little bit careful. That's being slow, though. Going to be able to jump back. Fade, trying to run himself away here. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. There are no trees for him to hide around. He's very optimistic. Although FY, they're going to be able to turn it back around. And we get a pause.
Puppy pause.
All right, FY, you know.
He should be fine. They don't have glimpse here or anything like that. AY, he already used the kinetic field, so they can't really pursue.
Meanwhile, Fade, I'm sure, is feeling pretty good that he managed to get away from that engagement. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. Here we go. All eyes on FY.
Right now, they burned through the region of the PA and the Magnus. And they've rotated 3 heroes too as well, right? So you have this Disruptor, you have the Centaur, and this is where the fun starts for Radiant. This is where the fun starts for Vici Gaming, as they're gonna apply more pressure onto this PA. The Morphling, you've given him some help on that mid lane. He's gonna be completely fine right now. He's almost doubling the CS of the AA, so you don't really have to help him. You don't really have to rotate on this mid lane any longer. You're gonna stay top, you're gonna continue putting pressure on that PA. And it's one of these issues with the Magnus. He's not really a very capable laner. especially in these 3-on-3 scenarios, perhaps if he manages to skewer someone under the tower. But if he doesn't, like, they're just going to apply so much pressure on the PA, she's going to struggle a lot.
I mean, that's exactly what they're doing here. Like you said, they secured the farm over in the mid lane, and both of these lanes going off really, really well for the side of Vici. Again, we talked about strong laners, Morph and Necrophos just having a ball, but top lane, the pressure's on here for Ame.
The pressure is on, but Ame is still Ame. You can see him, 24 CS, just as much as the Morphling mid that was helped. So, considering that Disruptor wasn't top from the start, he did have a good starting 2 minutes, so he is keeping it up there. He is keeping the CS on top. He's doing very well so far.
So what do they want to do here? How are they, you know, like you said, they're able to harass Ame pretty well, and then still getting the CS though. So what else do they need to do to kind of help Ame out?
I mean, this is the problem.
Okay, is it just the Magnus is not a great solution here?
No, honestly, even though Magnus is not a great solution, they aren't really pressuring him so hard. Oh, that was quite a lot of damage. But Morphs into strength is fine. Yeah, so Magnus is not really a strong laner, but they really haven't succeeded at punishing that PA too hard. You can see right now, top of the CS. So whenever you are tri-laning, honestly, you want to be pressuring that hero, diving him under the tower, you want to be at least denying the CS. They've done nothing so far, and that's kind of surprising because these heroes that they've got, like Disruptor, Centaur, Rubik, they can do some stuff. Like they have this very aggressive potential, but the positioning from the Magnus, the positioning from the PA has been stellar so far, and LGD is just not allowing him to do anything.
DUI in for some trouble. Ingstwell will connect. Ame wants this kill, and it's going to be X-Nova that finds it. They're not done yet. They're looking over at Fade. Fade will be able to walk away, though. And they're just going to contest this pull.
This is definitely not how Vici has imagined the laning stage, I believe, at least not on this top lane. Morphling is still doing well, but on this top lane, I think you definitely had to do more. You had to pressure the PA just a little bit better. They're being slightly outplayed in the 3 versus 3 scenario.
Getting closer and closer to that level 6 here in the mid lane. Chalice going to be able to take that rune right away here. Tasty double damage.
Just snatches that away and goes back to the lane. The Necro is doing really well. So 6 minutes in, 2 lanes are going fairly well for Vici, and you should be satisfied by that. The PA isn't really shut down, but at least your Morphling and the Necro are doing really well. This was an attempt for the Necro on the bottom lane. That A ulti just passing through.
Yep, nothing to see here, folks. Not right now, anyways. All right, so back to this mid lane. Looks like Morphling again, 36 and 14. Ancient Apparition, 30 and 9. Not what you'd expect here, especially when he had such a good start.
We see the Magnus spamming these stacks, just stacking them all the time now. I think this is 101 PSG.LGD. They have a stable laning stage and then they just go all into farming. They go all into these stacks. I've seen in the group stages and in the main event before, some teams did manage to counter them. They would invade their forest, they would take their stacks. I don't know if Vici Gaming is going to be able to do the same, but here we go. We have the first smoke. Ancient Apparition, he should be an easy kill for them. Let's see.
They do have the Grimstroke nearby, though, as well.
And he's positioned really well, like he's on his high ground.
Well, I'm sure they've got to think something's going on. Like they're not visible. All right, Fade shows up here. He's not going to be able to quite grab fast enough.
Oh, the slow.
He's got the slow up. There's going to be the lift shot. Look at the TPs coming out immediately. XM, he's in for a little bit of trouble. Paparazzi maybe too far behind. They're going to try to get that kill. They're not going to be able to. They get the kill on her on DY. XM does fall, and Fade will get taken down. Paparazzi trying to hide himself in the trees, but they do land that stroke of fate as he's trying to run himself out here. And there's the TP. Is he going to be able to make it? He's out.
Yeah, he was just waiting to see if they have any more remaining stuns. He had the mana for the TP, so he just uses that instantly. Overall, you lose 2 supports, but you do kill that mid laner in AA. I think you're kind of fine with it. I don't think this AA has to have a lot of farm, though, in the game. I think what's most important is that he gets these early levels, and instantly he provides this global aggression for PSG.LGD. You have this global potential with the Nyx. It used to be one very strong combination played 3-4 years ago. You would have Nyx, you would have AA, you would just send this ulti like they are, and then Nyx is lurking. You can see him in Vendetta. He's waiting for that stun.
Oh, they have the dust, so they'll toss back Chalice. In comes the PA. Ame wants to grab Yang. Will be able to go land. They impale, throw out that shockwave, and then they're just going to back off.
Yeah. PA went back before the Impale landed, so they didn't really have any ways of continuing onto that Centaur. You could see they're already trying these global initiations. Sadly, this time it didn't work.
Yeah, looks like Young just giving him a poke. You have Ori making this rotation top now. More pressure being placed on PA. And just showing a little bit of aggression, maybe wanting to take that that tower and put some more pressure on PA. Chalice gonna get some levels here in the mid lane. And XM throws out the Ice Blast.
Yeah, you have to be careful what your agility shift is if you are morphing all the time, if you are playing versus Nyx and the AA.
The aggression comes out over on the Magnus. Should be absolutely fine here. Double Edge gets used. Fade making a rotation though. Uses the Fade Bolt. That's slow coming out in the skew forward. Just going to be able to get him out.
They're giving a lot of levels to the Disruptor on this bottom lane. What I would really like to see is Fade get these levels though, as Rubik can be very powerful in this game. You have so many good spells to steal. Oh, the stun is there.
They're looking for that 10-minute rune. Yang in for some trouble. Phantom's Embrace gets thrown out. Chalice is going to just walk away. Has the Inksaw on him. Will try to go back in. Won't quite connect. Throwing out those daggers. They're not quite done yet. Just still. Oh, AA Blast coming in. Are they going to be able to find it? They're going to be able to land it over onto Fade. Ori still now in Ghost Shroud form. They'll be able to clean up.
Yeah, you have the Fairy Fire, you have the sticks, but it doesn't matter. AA ulti, it didn't connect on him, but it flew over him, which still does apply the debuff. So pretty well played. By the AA.
But it is
Meanwhile,
like you said, they're just allowing, you know, we do see Paparazzi over in the middle lane getting farmed up, but you are seeing, again, on the side of LGD, you know, the Phantom Assassins just hanging out in the jungle the whole time, farming up like you said.
The PA is getting a lot of farm. That's definitely true. These stacks plus the Empower, they just boost their farm incredibly well. However, on the side of Vici Gaming, I believe it's a little bit harder to deal with the PA than it is for LGD to deal with the Morphling. So you're kind of training farm with Morphling and PA. You're letting PA free farm, you're letting Morphling free farm, but you have ways of killing this Morphling, which is really important. While for the PA, it's not necessarily the truth. You actually have to land all of your spells correctly, and once she gets that BKB, it's going to be way too hard. They are scouted out by this ward. Oh, is that a Midas?
Yes, it is a Midas on the Morphling.
All right. Not really my favorite item.
And where I can hear Bulldog groaning.
Bulldog is disappointed right now, and I think he called Vici Gaming as well. I think he thinks that their draft is better. But with that Midas, you have to somehow contest the PA with the Empower, though. That hero just farms so fast. And if you aren't invading the jungle, if you aren't crushing these lanes, you're going to be out-farmed. As you can see, 5.2k, 12 minutes in. She has a ton.
Ameame still throwing out those daggers. We'll blink forward. And in for some trouble. We'll be able to force out that Stampede. And is she done? Ameame? Oh! Very close there.
Yeah, he was hoping for that crit. Unfortunate this time around, but you do force out that Centaur's ult. Not really the biggest cooldown, but he's going to have to wait a little bit now.
I mean, that's more breathing room again for this PA.
We have Fade, he has stolen Nyx's ulti.
That's pretty good for Rubik to be able to...
Definitely, there are so many good spells that you can steal in this game, honestly, as a Rubik. Like, AA's ulti isn't really too easy to steal, but you can. Most importantly, what I think, though, is you can steal Grimstroke spells. First spell, Stroke of Fate from Grimstroke is amazing on Rubik. If you get Tetralance, if you get that cast range, you have absolutely no cast time, no backswing. It's just one of the best spells to have on Rubik.
They're keeping some tabs over here on Chalice.
They do have the ultimate on Disruptor. If they wanted to, they could pressure this tier 2 on top.
Looks like they're going to try to make a rotation down here on Ori.
The AA ulti is flying in, but the problem is, you can see the pings, Necro is instantly running under the tower, as you can't really do this if you have vision, right? If you use that ulti on the tower, it's going to be detected, you're going to see that red dot on the minimap, you can't really attack that way, so you have to catch the Necro somewhere where there are no sentries or towers around.
Well, the concept is so good of the Ancient Apparition, you know, if he lands the Ice Blast, that's the issue, is you have to land it. FY, gonna make a rotation with X-Nova, and we do have the Disruptor, the Glimpse back, see you later.
There's still the
You're not being a part of this fight. Oh, it looks like Ice Blast gonna come through. We'll be able to go over here at They'll take out the Centaur. There's going to be the lift coming out now. Ame having to run himself back because they stole it. Ame now in for some trouble. He's taking so much damage. FY gets the reverse polarity off as we'll throw them both over into the side. And now they'll drop the Static Storm, force the side of PSG.LGD back.
Oh, you really cannot give ultimates away if you are AA. No. That's so bad. If you are giving that ulti, like, it's a small cooldown ulti, and now Rubik is going to have it again very soon. So they can make plays. In 15 seconds, you have that ulti on Rubik. So you can make another play on your side now. Maybe a Centaur with a Stampede into a kill. And it's not really an easy spell to steal, as you can be anywhere on the map when you're using it as an AA. So definitely not that great.
Okay, here we go. Look at that. Right in there. Now watch the Rubik. Just steals it right up. Tosses it back out. Hits Ame and Chalice. That was pretty close there. Yeah.
Ame just dies there.
Taken down. He buys back. Wants to be right back into that fight.
That's actually, the buyback went unnoticed for me. Like, you buy back, you use RP. It's not really great for LGD, even though it looked like a good start.
The Soulbind comes out over the mid lane. They're going to be able to take down Fade this time around. He's not going to be able to steal anything here. Dagger comes out over on Meg. We'll be able to slow him down. Stroke of Fate. So giving chase. There's going to be this gear right forward. Yang turns around, gets a nice stomp off, but the rest of the team, they really want him, and they'll take him out.
All right, they get 2 targets. Pretty good for LGD. The Soulbind has been used, but not really the biggest ultimate ever. Your position 5 Grimstroke, he's fine with that. Take down the Centaur and the Rubik. Now, okay, Paparazzi is going full greed mode, honestly. This is so greedy. Midas into Boots of Travel. Morphling is one of those heroes that doesn't really come online very fast. And now he's making it even slower with this item progression. Eventually, he's going to be insanely strong. And eventually, it's going to be hard to deal with him. But honestly, like, he just bought 1 mobility item and 1 full farming item. Like, once PSG.LGD realize that, once they see those travels, like, they're gonna take one tier 1 tower after another, 100%. They're just gonna start pushing.
But what's the
you have to punish that.
Like, what's his plan with this? Like, the
plan is to split push, I believe. It does help you out with split pushes. You can always join your team in these fights, and you can always morph into PA or someone similar and still have some impact in these fights. You don't necessarily need the items instantly. However, you're just delaying yourself and your team by quite a lot.
Exactly. It feels like his PSG.LGD is just going to be able to run face first into these fights without any care. I
just have to say, I love Ameame's item build. He's going straight into BKB after that Yasha. He doesn't need Battle Fury. Vlad's would be all right as well, but Battle Fury definitely unnecessary. Oh, is this going to be it?
Doesn't quite land.
And Ori is on point. He just senses them. The awareness is insane. He did have that sentry there, but he still did move back on time. Oh, they want to defend this tower.
And the TPs are coming in. It's going to immediately soulbind over here with the Phantom's Embrace. Dagger going to get thrown. And in the middle of all of this is, of course, Chalice going to go throwing it in. They've got it. Can Ame take them down fast enough? Yes, he'll be able to find Paparazzi. Yang now going to get taken out. Fade also just going to get obliterated.
This is... that should have been Vici's fight, but the Morphling has absolutely zero impact in it. And also, they're porting in 1 by 1, and they're still winning that fight. The Centaur, I think he missed the stun there. I'm not certain why. I think something clipped him, so he couldn't really get in the position. They just got obliterated, all 3 of them.
Well, I wonder if they saw that the Grimstroke came in, because that was a really good soulbind that came out.
Yeah, definitely.
They got the jump on him, though, for sure. Get that D-ward as well.
You could see that he was positioning that courier on the high ground as well to just check for it.
Okay, let's take a look at this fight again.
The Centaur is there. I believe he just stuns the ground here. Yep.
Yeah, he's just a little bit too early with it, actually. Right. I try to throw back Chalice. He's got the Spike Carapace. Just...
uses the Centaur ulti, but he's soul binded, can't move. The Morphling did turn into the PA, but also cannot move. The AA ulti wasn't thrown instantly, it was saved. Oh, and there's Atos now on AA. We were talking about this item all the time. Atos is a top-picked item right now for any midder. Vipers, Lashrax, Razors, and why not for AA? It used to be really good on him before, so he's gonna go for it again. The next item is Blink. A little bit of mobility is kind of weird, but you don't want to be dying all the time if you are mid, and A is such an easy pick-off for any hero, so understandable.
Gives him some nice stats, and also make sure that he doesn't miss any more of these Ice Blasts here, for sure. Also the Cold Feet proc.
He's gonna buy Yules too, Yules with...
even better.
You know, Yules with the Cold Feet, you can actually combo it, you can stun them.
looks like Vici is grouping up over there by that mid tower. Not sure if they're going to go for something like a smoke, but the Blink Dagger picked up on FY.
Right. 19 minutes in.
Pretty big.
Blink Dagger, not too bad.
He's got a smoke on him too, so I think we're going to see some action come out.
Considering how many fights they've taken well and he hasn't really been dying, it's understandable that he has these items. For Vici though, the only thing that they have left is to play as 4. They can't really do a lot more than that. That tier 2 on top, that's probably their best bet. Smoke perhaps, and move around that tier 2 while the Morphling is pushing in. Create enough space for them.
Right over Roche Pit, no one's in there. Oh, but they do find DUI. Ame says, hey, this is my jungle.
And he has that BKB completed.
That's going to be big. They have RP, they have Blink Dagger, they have BKB. This is
I just don't see the way Vici Gaming takes the next fight. Like it's going to be very difficult for them.
There's still a Rubik in those trees. Oh, they find him, Fade, trying to stay alive, but there's just too many people. He managed to skewer over onto the side to keep Ame away. Not going to be able to get that kill on Ame.
Well, he did keep Ame away. He was pushed on the other side.
The Soulbind actually coming out on Paparazzi here in the bottom lane, turns back around, is his very own Grimstroke, and they'll go use Stampede and just walk away. Although Young Reeve wants this, we'll use that Atos, but doesn't matter here. X-Nova just pops.
Okay, you use the Centaur Stampede, you kill a position 5 Grimstroke. If you are PSG.LGD, you're happy with this. You created enough space for your team to start rotating, even pressuring them some more, because the only thing that Vici Gaming have got for themselves right now is that Stampede. You can back out when the BKB is popped by the PA and then re-engage, kite her around while that BKB is up, because you can't really fight into her. Maybe with some initiation into Reaper's side though. We'll see. They aren't really even pressuring it. They aren't even pressing the matter that much from the side of PSG.LGD. You have Empower, you empower that PA, she farms, you're happy, she's happy. Just wait for a little bit more time, get all those items and then crush them.
Seeing more and more of these stacks coming out, it just feels like PSG.LGD, they feel like they're in the driver's seat. They're feeling very calm. And
the stun?
Good. Stun does not connect over onto Paparazzi.
It's because they are in the driving seats. You can see that Vici Gaming, they're afraid. They're afraid of the global potential of the Nyx and the A. They're afraid of this BKB on the PA. They're just... This is the play. Play as 4, play as 5. Morphling can travel in, smoke up, get some vision around their jungle. But look at these sentries, man. Just look at all these dire sentries all over the map. And they're the ones that are playing Nyx. They just want to make sure that he has the best possible game. And... this looks, if it pays out for them, if they get a kill, it can be good. But if they're just sitting there, the 4 of them, they're wasting so much time. No, not one hero here is farming.
That's not going to help them out at all.
At least Morphling has Midas and Travels. That's good. Kinda.
It's better than nothing. Could be all 5 of them not doing anything.
Yeah, the Manta is completed now as well on the PA.
Got that lifesteal pickup on the talent and just being very patient, hoping somebody is gonna maybe make their way over to this mid.
Yeah, she is.
Positioning. Look at the positioning coming out from the side of LGD. They've got someone in every corner here for that pincering moment.
It's because they know that they're in the driving seat. You can see that he even carapaced as he moved high ground. If that happened 1 minute ago, he would have ran into 4 men, right? But this time around, they all dispersed. They went back to farming, and because PSG.LGD, they realize that they're in the driving seat, they're expecting Vici to be making these 5-man rotations, these 5-man smokes, or at least 4-man smokes where Morphling is farming on the other side of the map. So they're also very cautious. They don't really want to feed away the advantage that they have gained in the laning stage.
That definitely makes sense. Constantly following Ame around, hoping that someone's going to get a little too frisky here.
They're just saying, come at us. They're basically putting that PA in front and please attack her. Like, she has a BKB, she has a Manta. We have a Blink Dagger RP behind her. If you try and initiate on her, yeah, you can take the PA down, but you have to waste absolutely every spell.
Definitely feels like Vici not taking the bait as they make their way down this mid line, having an eye for XM perhaps. Blink does get picked up on Nyx.
They might be able to catch A here.
Well, that's the hope.
Yeah, he's so passive. You can see XM.
Well, no one's showing. No one's showing on the map.
There we go.
Okay, they'll go use the Stampede, jump over onto XM, and just hit him with all of their spells right here, and they'll take out the Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, that's a small step in the right direction. that Ancient Apparition is a core, so killing him does give you a lot of gold, 300 gold going the way of Yang.
Oh,
he is now.
Chalice will get glimpsed back here. Don't want to have to deal with him, but in comes Ame. He wants to find Yang here again. They skewer him right back into the center. Ame is just dominating. They'll go throughout the kinetic field. Ame finds his kill over onto Faith. They'll go and they'll drop that static port, but it doesn't matter because they've got a BKB. Soulbind comes out. They'll take down Paparazzi and they'll take down DY. Ori is the only one left, and they're not done. Ame, he wants his chance to go skewer it right back again. Will they give? There it is.
You kill our AA, we're gonna kill all of you. All 5 of them fall down instantly after. The PA just goes so aggressively, and I mean, it's that Magnus, it's FY, he catches 3, 4 of them, like with the RP, just amazing performance instantly into the Rosh pit. Like, who's gonna contest it? They're all dead.
What an RP. All right, so that should be an easy Aegis picked up for Ame. It just feels like this is slipping through Vici Gaming's hands now.
Yeah, they have to basically split push from this point onwards. That's their only play. The Morphling with the Boots of Travel, with the Midas, he is eventually going to become that. He is eventually going to get that critical mass.
Well, that was what we were worried about, right? Is the fact that, you know, he's eventually going to hit critical mass, but it's going to take some time, and I don't think LGD is willing to give them any time.
And he needs so many of these defensive items. As you can see, he's going into the Lincoln Sphere. I just don't think that's going to do enough. You still have this Ancient Apparition versus you. You're still not going to be able to heal yourself. And once that PA is on you, like, you have so many ways of dealing with the Lincolns too. You have a dagger from PA. At least they're not losing hope. As you can see, again, Morphling pushing in the side, the 4 of them smoking up around him strategically, a very good plan. Now the question is PSG.LGD gonna respond to this very well? They just send the PA.
Oh, well, they will find the Grimstroke over here, and they'll throw him right back into Kinetic. And he's got the Soulbind off, though. He's going to go pop the Strike. Doesn't quite manage to stay alive. They use the sight. And Ame's making this rotation. Chalice gets a nice impale. Ice Blast coming through. Will land, and they do manage to get that Spirit Vessel charge off. Ame's chasing after Ori. Ori trying to run himself out. Not going to be able to do it. And over on the back line, hey, gonna get taken down. That was a split fight. My goodness. Oh, Chalice. Chalice is looking at the impale to get the Static Storm off as well. Dagger being thrown in over here onto Paparazzi. Paparazzi is trying to go and find this guy. Oh, the reverse polarity again coming out from FY. He is just so on point right now. Not gonna be able to do enough damage though. As Ame over here was just playing around with some of the heroes on the side of Vici. Paparazzi's out.
Overall, if you are Vici Gaming, you created a lot of space, you're fighting on their side of the map, you also force that RP on their side of the map, so they're not gonna have it there when they start pushing with the Aegis. You should be satisfied with that. Yeah, you lost the Necro, but also you killed the AA, you killed the Grimstroke, everyone else got out. A solid performance, a solid fight from Vici, even though they're in a really rough spot. You can really tell that they're a very well experienced team. It's not a fluke that they won that minor. Yeah, it's not a fluke that they finished 7th and 8th the last 2-3 majors. If they lose here, are they 7th or 8th? 7th and 8th, right? And in the next game in the lower bracket, I believe. The curse.
The curse.
EG position 3 and EG position 7.
I don't know if I go that far. But yeah, this PA's net worth, 17K net worth, 12K over on Morphling, and they are making the right moves, you know? They're taking some pretty good engagements, they're trying to be patient, trying to get Paparazzi online.
Can they get him online? Can he get himself online? Because he put himself in this position. He went for the
Ame finds himself an easy pick-off.
By the time you travel in there, that disruptor is already dead. That item isn't going to help you. Right, he's going for that E-Blade. Once he has that, you're basically going to be able to blow up Grimstroke and pretty much, I believe, Ancient Apparition as well, even though he has mech. I think you should be able, with a few extra hits. So you do become a core, you do become scary after that E-Blade. We just have to get to that stage, at least to that stage.
Oh, they saw Chalice, they had the Sentry Ward over in the mid lane. Stomp's just a little bit early coming out from Yang today. We'll try to run himself back, going they use the Stampede. And I think the only thing keeping Ame from jumping in there was, of course, that Spike Carapace. Otherwise, he would have been in it to win it, I'm sure.
Yeah. But they're going to basically let this tier 2 fall, I believe, as they have used that Stampede. And once you lose that Stampede, you don't really have any ways of getting behind that PA to approach the A, to approach the Grimstroke, because you don't really have any other solution. You cannot attack the PA with Aegis, BKB and Lincolns. You have to attack from the sidelines. You have to smoke up, get the Ancient Apparition first, get the Grimstroke out, and then perhaps back out or continue fighting.
And while you're doing all of that, you have to watch out for FY. This guy has been so on point this game. These RPs,
oh, yeah.
Very, very patiently waiting. We've got a full... oh my gosh.
Shadowblade, full Shadowblade completed on that FY. Magnus, also full Greaves completed on the AA. So
that's what I was pointing out, because you got to burst him fast.
Like, when we were in the studio, I was listening to a lot of teams while they were playing, and they always wait for these utility items, even if they are winning. They just wait their timings. They wait for the blast, they wait for the Greaves. They never really push way too hard uphill until they have every single utility item completed properly, which does show a lot of discipline. Just a year or two ago, it wasn't really the same case. If you see an opportunity, you go, even if they have buybacks. So.
Do you see that Ame actually has a Lincoln's?
Oh yeah. Lincoln's, BKB, and Aegis. Unkillable right now.
You cannot kill this Phantom Assassin.
He's going for Orchid too, so another way of dealing with the Morphling and the Necrophos. Like, you can just jump on them, Orchid them down.
Who's getting that Arcane rune? In the top lane.
All right.
XM. They do find a pick-off here, though, over on the Grimstroke. Let's jump forward. They use the Scythe.
Every single time it's
out, but the jump forward coming out from Chalice is going to get thrown in the middle of that Static Storm. Doesn't seem too concerned about it. Doesn't seem like it's doing too much. DY trying to run himself back because they use the BKB over onto Ame, and they're going to be able to take down Chalice. Chalice actually going to buy back right now. Ame going to be able to slice through Yang, take him out, and they have that Lotus Orb. They use the Soulbind. They want to try to get this kill, and they're going to go and pop it. Time's going to get used, and they get him out in time. He's just TP'd. They didn't have anything there.
You know what? Like, X-Nova... Everyone is talking FY, everyone is talking Chalice, MA, XM, I don't care. X-Nova for me is always the MVP of this team. He always sacrifices himself in the right position at the right time. If you noticed, Vici Gaming's, every single smoke got broken by him. Like, he knows that they're gonna go for those bottom bounties. He just shows up there, all right, here I am, guys, next to my shrine. If you wanna go for me, kill me, but my team is gonna kill you afterwards. And the same thing happened like 2-3 times in a row now.
Well, viewers can always go and vote for him as MVP. I think you made a strong case for him right there.
I'm voting for him.
Look at that, 93% win chance.
Yeah, the Gabe Impulse. This PA is very strong right now.
Again, how do you kill her? How do you kill her with all these defensive items?
You don't, but she did lose that Aegis. With the Reaper sight.
Oh no!
Hurts. One dagger and I'm die.
Oh, Fade. Not like this.
That's just... We reached that point. Moxie, we reached that point in which you don't kill her, she kills you. One dagger, one blink, one single crit, and you're just gone. I don't even think she had Empower there, so... Oh, that's just... And all these heroes, the Necro, the Disruptor, the Rubik, even the Morphling, they have to be super careful versus the PA and her crits. Oh.
That is one powerful assassin.
Yep. The Bloodthorn is coming. Magnus farming towards this Hex. Every single piece of the puzzle is falling into place for...
Look at this. LGD. Oh no, the pain. Fade, baby. Do you even know what's about to happen?
You didn't even see it.
Look at that.
Not even the Bluer was broken there. He died too fast.
That is a feels bad, man.
The Midas is used once again and is getting this Morphling closer and closer to completing that Eagle Song. So he's gonna have...
Yeah, but it doesn't matter when your PA is like one-shotting everyone else on your team.
Yeah, that PA has a Bloodthorn.
She's got a Bloodthorn. You've got a stacked Magnus. Like, how do you fight into this?
You just don't. You try to split push for as long as possible. You try to get some items on your cores. At least the C-Blade, but the problem is, once you get that C-Blade on the Morphling, he's not going to have a buyback, and that's a huge opportunity for LGD to just completely go away with the game.
Okay, Roche is going to be up in about 1:40 here. And again, PSG, they're just in that driver's seat. They're feeling very comfortable. They're just going to keep farming. If they can get a pick off, you know, they won't say no to it.
Vici, they do have the Radiant advantage a little bit, so they can move around here and perhaps plant some good aggressive wards around that Rosh pit. But they are being scouted out completely by this Observer ward. It's perfect. If they smoke up, PSG is going to know it. But they have to make some moves. They have to walk around this pit, perhaps go into the dire jungle, wait for them on the high ground again. The PA, as you said, she crits super hard, but if you do manage to Reaper sight her, perhaps you can take her down before that BKB pops.
You got to watch out, though. Again, she does have the Lincolns, too.
She has the Lincolns, she has the Magnus behind her, right?
She's got, yeah, there's just so much that you have to take into consideration if you're Vici Gaming right now. And they have really good ward coverage coming out, you know, on both sides, honestly. You've got some nice wards. You've got plenty of sentries out there, but it's so spooky for them to go anywhere out of that base. Because if you go in one by one, there's a Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, there's just someone killing you from the shadows. You die, you don't even see who killed you.
Yeah, you don't.
You know it's the PA, but you don't see her.
That's a good assassin right there, the one that you don't see.
Right. What's happening? Necro is going for that Dagon. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. If he manages to get that Dagon, you're going to have an additional item to burst down the PA if you manage to get through her Lincolns, but you have to use that sight instantly, and you have to blow everything into her. If you don't, there's FY, he's going to follow up with the RP.
He's going to save her, yeah.
They don't really have these supports or cores that save you. They don't really have like oracles that are picked a lot right now, or shadow demons to disrupt the PA if they go on her, but they do have the aggressive potential in that Magnus. They have the counterplay potential, so.
Well, they've got that insurance policy because, yes, you want your PA running in there. You want her dealing mass amounts of damage, but you have a Magnus who's got the RP. He's going to be able to skewer back. You've got the Ancient Apparition who's going to be sitting as far back as possible, right? He doesn't want anything to do with, you know, being up front. So if you can land the Ice Blast and, you know, you've got some decent follow-up. And again, you know, right now it's no Aegis on the PA, but it's coming back up again. And that's, I think, go time.
That's going to be the biggest fight.
I feel like they're going to need to contest that, but how do they contest it? Can they contest it? Because once she gets that Aegis...
Honestly, these teams, right now in this situation, it's going to be very hard for Vici Gaming, but these teams, they have the magic in them. They're obviously very talented. That's why they're here on the stage playing. And perhaps with some good positioning, perhaps with deleting the supports first out of the game, perhaps if you manage to kill that Green
That's a lot of perhaps.
Yeah, I do say that a lot.
Well, no, like you're giving a lot of situations, but it's a lot of maybes, right? Like you have to find that perfect moment. You have to...
It's Dota, right? Like,
yeah. It's all about capitalizing on that perfect moment and being efficient about it, so.
If they somehow execute the perfect team fight around that Rosh Pit and take down that Aegis, they can stall the game a little bit further so that it gets to that point in which this Morphling becomes that beast that he's supposed to be right now. He has a Midas and travels. He's just walking across the map, not really achieving anything with it for the last 30 minutes, while PA is jumping on your supports and one-shotting them.
Can't even walk out of that base. But look at these guys who came out here today to watch some Dota 2 here at the
Hands up, Stockholm!
Woo! Look at these beautiful people here.
Let's go!
See any good signs here, Lizard?
Fly.
I see FY, we love you. Nice. Got some fans here.
Techies, carry, please, get out, sir.
Nope, out.
Get out.
Vici Gaming. We got a drawing over there in the corner. Very nice.
I don't care, though. Just give me T Governor. Yeah, first British guy on the scene.
There
honestly,
we go. Yeah, UK Dota represented with T-Gov, right? I'm with Harold. Very nice.
Feels bad.
MMR is just a number. It's just a bad, right, Lizard?
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's what all my Herald friends say.
You have Herald friends?
Of course I do. You all have Herald friends.
Why don't you help them out then? Come on, Lizard.
They're helpless. That's why they're Herald.
Oof, I'm sure they're going to love hearing that later. Still having a little bit of a problem here, but looks like headsets are going back on. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah, they're getting ready.
They're getting ready for war.
That trophy, though.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's a globe.
It is a globe. Globe. This is global Dota 2. Those lights on it, very, very nice. I'm sure it's actually quite heavy. Have you held it?
Nah, it's light.
It's an absolute
lightweight, baby.
It's quite heavy. All right, we're back in the game. Nope, we are.
Are we back? No, we're just. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, okay, all right. DY died again, apparently. While we were...
I thought that was a replay of some death before.
Yeah, I thought so too. That was.
Yeah, he just disappeared.
We didn't see the go. That's why.
He didn't see himself dying either. This PA just made short work out of him. And, all right. As you can see, this is a big issue now for Vici Gaming, as they did move out of their base. They tried to take that area around the rush, but PSG is like, no, you're going back onto your high ground. Sure, get back onto that high ground. We're taking this high ground. We're gonna stick around that rush pit. We're gonna plant those wards, and we're gonna make sure that the team fight around it, if it happens, is gonna be favorable for us.
They own this jungle here. They own it, and there's no way that Vici can really go out. And that's pretty scary, right? Because you have those boots of travel over on the Morphling, and he wants to be able to go, move about, whatnot. But the rest of his team is pretty much pinned very, very close together. They're not going to be able to achieve much. They're not going to be able to, you know, get those levels up really. That's a little bit of an issue. Oh, positive reinforcement can go a long way towards victory.
It does look like you're playing 4 Protect 1 on the side of Vici Gaming, and Morphling is one of the strongest carries right now in the game. So creating that space for him is justified a little bit, but if everyone else on your team is suffering, it isn't really that great. He has bought that T-Blade, which pretty much means that they're going to try and fight this rush pit, as they do not have buyback. So they're going to smoke up, they're going to try and take that fight around the pit once Aegis has been reclaimed by Roche.
And they've got a double damage on the Morphling too, but Roche is back up and kicking now, so this is going to be go time. This is going to be...
Have they smoked up? They're moving outside of their base as 4, so no, not yet. They're going to push out, and this should be the go time. They have the DD on Morphling.
Yeah.
This is the go time for them. Everything is working out in their favor with that double damage rune. They aren't in the best position in the game, obviously, but...
Nope, this is still the real game.
All right. I guess they used all their smokes. They're just going to move like this. Next.
Chalice needs to be careful. Do have a sentry ward over on the ground. Still can't see him though because he's in the tree line.
You can just see how disciplined these two teams are. They're just packed as 5, taking absolutely no risks. But PSG, net worth-wise and strategically, are in a much better position as...
They see Chalice. Blinks away.
He tried to catch the Necro with it, didn't manage. PSG is just going to put the PA solo in the pit. And while he attacks it, everyone else is just going to lurk around in case a team fight occurs.
I don't know how they get in this pit. I don't know how they do this here, because you have to watch out for the Ice Blast, you have to watch out for the Reverse Polarity, Soulbind, everything. I think they just have to let the Roche
That Rush is already on 20% HP. So.
They have to be so careful. If they approach this at the wrong time, they're just going to jump. Now they go, throw down the Vortex, want to get some vision.
Yeah, this is way too late.
No, this is totally PSG.LGD's.
Blix is going to start the fight here because they have Aegis.
Ori. Ori's going to get stunned up with the Ice Blast. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to connect. D-Wise gets taken down in 2 hits. Young now is trying to run himself away. Paparazzi over here going to go turn himself into his own centaur. Just like that, it's over.
Well, is it over?
Well, the fight was over by the Roche pit, but we're back up and kicking right now. They're going to jump over here. So much trouble, they can't get away fast enough. The Phantom's Embrace, they'll take him out. There's no buyback now on this Morphling. Do you have buyback over on the Necro?
Yeah, they have the buyback on Necro, but that's hardly going to be enough. There's 70 seconds without that Morphling that did buy the E-Blade, which is problematic. You bought that E-Blade, but you decided to not fight. You decided to kind of lurk around. Not a proper call was made, which is strange for Vici Gaming. They're always very decisive. Not right now, though. Not versus PSG.LGD and this Ame's PA.
I don't know how you go in after this. Ame's just going to have you go anywhere near it.
He's going to go in.
He's just going to go on
the first target he sees, he's just going to blink him.
Young actually going to be the first one to jump in. They follow with the Soulbind and get the Embrace, and they just delete 2 heroes immediately. Young and Ori are just out. Buyback comes out from the Necrophos. He doesn't want to give up just yet. Ame just hitting away over the buildings. How did they approach this? Look at Chalice. Chalice, they know he's there. Chalice doesn't seem to care at all, though.
He's a pesky little bug.
They'll try. I mean, if they... All right, so they go and they use the stand over here. Look at Ame, just runs forward. Will turn his attention around, hoping to maybe grab Ori. Ori's already out, though.
They didn't even manage to kill Chalice. The Yules was right there on time. He saves himself, and now that's the second sight. Morphling is alive. Centaur is up in 10 seconds, but they don't have the sight. They don't have Disruptor ulti.
They have to use so much to take down Ame. I don't know. You can't just ignore because there it is. There's the RP right into everything. The beautiful combo.
You just call it. You just call it right there.
Oh, that was beautiful, Lizard. That was textbook beautiful. We talked about those combos being difficult, having all those pieces come together, and boy, did PSG.LGD have it working.
I mean, the issue in this game, the biggest problem that they had is the itemization from the Morphling, the way he itemized. On one side, you have this hero that has the best lane possible. You provided him with so many resources to have a successful laning stage with that disruptor. He was helping him out in the first 2 minutes. And then he goes into Midas, into travels. Sometimes maybe that item build can work, but you're playing versus a PA with the Magnus. That Magnus is instantly giving that PA a way of farming